Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Kelly and you're watching That Smells Divine. And this, my friends, is my very first YouTube video. So I'm super excited to have you here with me today. I cannot figure out how to edit videos just yet, and I've learned that perfectionism is the thief of all dreams and joy. So I'm just gonna go with this. I'm gonna be 100% authentic. If a dog barks, if I mess up and say the wrong thing, that's fine. We're just gonna roll with it. So today I have for you 16 of my favorite spring and summer fragrances. And I've ranked these in order of my least favorite of my favorites down to my favorite. So we've got 16, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So at number 16, we have BLUEHILL Ivy League, and this has notes of ivy, green mandarin, black pepper, fresh cut grass, narcissus, basil, rosemary, mint, sweet green pea, cassis, and balsam. I never know if I'm saying that right. So here we go. Let me grab it out of my little box. I just have like a box of all the perfumes that we're gonna be smelling because there were so many. All right, so let's give this a sniff. Okay, so this is like super heavy on the ivy, very fresh cut grass, very green. Perfect for someone who really likes like green, grassy, like fresh mowed lawn. Like I can almost taste the lemonade that I should be drinking, that kind of a vibe. So it's like as spring as it gets, which is why it's at the bottom of the list for me. Personally, I like a little bit more floral, less like grassy. So that is number 16, BLUEHILL Ivy League. Also, I'll be linking all of the fragrances below, so if you don't understand a word that I'm saying, you can just go into the description and find the fragrance there. Okay, number 15 is from probably my favorite house of all time. We have Imaginary Authors Fox in a Flower Bed. I got a sample of this. It's at number 15 because I really appreciate the scent, but it's not something that I personally would buy a full bottle of, but I still really appreciate it. I think it's a delicious, very, very well made scent. So this one has notes of jasmine, frankincense, tulips, wildflower honey, pink peppercorn, silver thistle, and alpine air. And it's delicious. It's a little heavy on the tulips for me. Yeah, it's just a little, it's a little like, you know what I mean? That's the best way I can describe it. So that's why it's at number 15. If you love the smell of tulips, you will really appreciate that scent. Moving on to number 14, we have this one, which I have a decant of. I'm a little bit torn on whether I'll get a full bottle or not, but this is at number 14. We have Derek Lam Drunk on Youth. This one is just straight up honeysuckle and apple, and it's really good. It's delicious. For some reason, it makes me think of like walking on the streets of Manhattan after it's like just rained and it's early spring and it's maybe like late afternoon and you're getting ready to go to happy hour. Just has like it's very honeysuckle and it's very crisp apple at the same time. Yeah, it's delicious. If you were one of the people that got really upset when Bath & Body Works discontinued their honeysuckle scent, like all the times that they did that, because I feel like they did it over and over again just to flog us, you will probably love this scent because it's very much that honeysuckle just with a little bit of added crisp apple. Okay, so number 14, Derek Lam Drunk on Youth. Number 13, we have XINU ORONARDO. I just discovered this house because I ordered some samples from Lucky Scent, and I picked up this particular one because I love Mexican tuberose, and that was listed as one of the notes, along with orange blossom, which I also love, and marigold, which I also love. These are like 3 of my favorite floral notes. And so I picked this up, and I'm just gonna give a little dab on my finger. Yeah, this is really good. I love anything with Mexican tuberose. I love it. Kind of, when I first sampled it, it kind of reminded me of ARQUISTE Flori CANTO, which I believe we're gonna be talking about here in a second, so I just kind of spoiled that for you. But yeah, it smells very similar, but it's a little bit more sharp, if that makes sense. It's less rounded of a floral, which is why it has come in at number 13. Okay, number 12, I just bought this based off of a review by a fellow YouTuber, someone who I absolutely love, Anna Lauren. I'm sure if you're into fragrance, you're probably watching her on YouTube already. I'll link her channel below. Anna, if you watch this, total fangirl. But she recommended this because it is being discontinued. So I bought like a 10 ml bottle of it from Fragrance Net. It's GUERLAIN AQUA ALLEGORIA PASSIFLORA. It's a passion fruit scent primarily. It's got notes of passion fruit, bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, mandarin orange, aldehydes, water notes, orange blossom, green notes, ylang ylang, and white musk. And this like makes me thirsty. Like I just want to like drink like a juicy, it's so juicy, it just makes me want to quench my thirst with like, I don't even know, like a strawberry margarita or something like citrusy and like punchy kind of. This is delicious. The problem with this for me is that it does not last long on me, which is such a bummer, but also like a lot of fragrances don't, and I wonder if it's because I have drier skin. I know that that can sometimes be a factor, so let's see. It's so good. It's primarily the passion fruit and the grapefruit are what really hit you up at the top. Like it's straight up passion fruit with the bitterness of the grapefruit. And then the mandarin orange kind of like creeps in from the side. I kind of, oh yeah, I smell the bergamot actually. Yeah, this is really nice. You can really smell all of the notes. Like it's kind of like the symphony of notes. So yeah, highly, highly recommend this if it's still available. I bought it like 3 weeks ago, so I'm not sure if you can still find it. Hopefully you can. Okay, coming in at number 11 is another scent from BLUEHILL. This one is called ZEST. And also have a sample of this. I got this from my olfactif subscription box. So on their website, they said that this is supposed to smell like summer in New England, which I grew up in New England, so I feel like I have a really good understanding of what summer smells like. And let me tell you, they literally like nailed it on the head. I don't know how. It's, I'll tell you the notes. Lime essence, sweet orange, fresh cut lemon, Italian bergamot, lavender, ylang ylang, mimosa, neroli, white musk, got some in my mouth, grapefruit, and cedar. And it literally smells like summer in New England. Like I'm transported back to like the swimming pool where I used to, my babysitter had a swimming pool. She was like an older lady. She smoked a pack of cigarettes every single hour, and like she would sit out at the pool and just watch me play in the pool, and it was so much fun. And she had all these fruit trees in her backyard. It totally smells like that. My problem with this fragrance, and the reason why it's at number 11, is for some reason in the dry down it starts to smell like BO on me. It could be different on other people, but it's, for me, it's such a bummer because I love the scent up front, and then it's just like, and then it goes to just terrible. It smells like a sweaty like gym locker. Yeah, so that is that. Okay, coming in at number 10, we have a Dossier scent, which if you haven't discovered Dossier yet, do yourself a favor and get on that train because they're amazing. This is called Floriental Tuberose. I have a full bottle. It's, you probably can't see it because of the sun. There we go. I believe they changed the name on this. Yeah, it's now called Ambery Tuberose. They changed all their Floriental scents to different names. So this is inspired by Diptyque's Du Son, which I love, but it's funny, like I like this more. This just has way more lasting power. For me, the Dossier fragrances, they last for like 8 hours. It's just straight up tuberose. There's some orange blossom, some benzoin, some musk, some orris, some rose, and daffodil. And it's pretty like beastie. I feel like if somebody doesn't like white florals, this is probably gonna choke them out a little bit. So maybe don't wear this into the office. Maybe don't wear it around people that you know hate white florals, because it's pretty tuberosy. But this is gorgeous. This is like, it's such a great scent for the beginning of spring when like things start blooming and like the sun's out and you're actually like warm when you're outside. This is a great scent for that. So that's at number 10. Number 9, we have SKYLAR SUNSHOWER. I'm kind of having like a love-hate relationship with SKYLAR, but there are, I mean, this is like my favorite scent from them. There are a couple that I really enjoy. I just feel like, and maybe let me know in the comments if you feel this way too, if you tried SKYLAR. It feels like everything smells really sugary, which I know is part of it just being like a clean fragrance, but I also feel like everything kind of starts to smell the same. All of their scents sort of smell the same, even though they're different notes, and I don't know why. And the reason why SUNSHOWER is my favorite is because it doesn't do that. It doesn't smell like any of the other SKYLARs. So this one has notes of lemon leaves, jasmine tea, and meadow greens. And it's a really like dank, I don't know if dank is the right word. It's like, this is gonna sound weird, but it's kind of like a moist, it's like a damp smell. That's the word I'm looking for. It literally smells like you're walking through a forest and it's just rained and there's like wet leaves everywhere, but you're also walking by like a jasmine bush at the same time. This is really good. It's nice and light, so you can wear it to work. You could even like wear it to bed. You could wear it to the gym. It's super wearable. Yeah, very pleasant, very, very soft. So that's at number 9, SKYLAR SUNSHOWER. Okay, next we have something that I do not, so the next, well, a couple of these ones coming up I don't actually have physically in my presence anymore. I did, and then I just blew through them because I love them that much. So I need full bottles of all of these things. So if my channel takes off and the brands that I'm about to talk about happen to watch this and you want to send me a bottle of anything, feel free. Okay, so number 8 is ELLIS Brooklyn West. I absolutely love this scent. I got a decant of it like right when it came out. I can't remember what year it was. And here in Austin, Texas, it was extremely hot. I think it was like 110 for a week, and we were going to the neighborhood pool, and I was spraying this on before I went to the pool. So now it reminds me of like super hot summers, being at the pool, kids playing in the pool, the smell of barbecue. Like, it just reminds me of like the classic summer experience. It's delicious. If you like orange scents, you will probably love this one. So it has notes of blood orange, clementine, lemon, basil, pear blossom, water lily, ginger, vetiver, amber, and oak moss. Honestly, all I really smell is the blood orange, clementine, and lemon. Maybe a little bit of the pear blossom, but it's delicious. It's super citrusy, super like punchy, refreshing, zesty scent. At number 7, we have one of my all-time favorite fragrances, literally ever. There's a whole story behind my love for this fragrance that I will share on a different video. Otherwise, this would go on for an hour. But it is Atelier Bois Blanc. And for some reason, no one talks about this fragrance. Like, I don't know why people aren't as obsessed with this fragrance as I am. I know that this house is very polarizing. People either love Atelier or they hate it. I know those of us that love it are very upset about their recent announcement that they're pulling out of North America. There was a little bit of a scramble. I personally went onto Mercari and bought some bottles because I just had like a moment of panic. So, Atelier Bois Blonde. I have a 200 ml bottle of this, and unfortunately it got overheated and it's gone off, but it's fine because I had blasted through it. I was like 3/4 of the way through. And then I got a couple of samples. So here it is. Yep. Okay, so this has notes of guaiac wood. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Neroli and pink pepper. I generally really love scents, fragrances with pink pepper notes in them, which is interesting because I have pink pepper essential oil at home and I hate the smell of that, so I'm not sure. Yeah, this is just, it's like my signature scent. It's gorgeous. There's nothing else like it. I've never smelled another perfume like this before in my life. It's hard to explain. It's like a woody pink pepper neroli, like it's a perfect blend of the three. Yeah, like the neroli is kind of the center, and then it just, the woody note, and then the pink pepper just kind of like surrounds it, so it's not straight neroli. It's really, really pretty. Stay tuned. I could talk about this for an hour, so stay tuned because I will make a different video that's about my entire experience with the scent, which will be a tease because it's not like you can buy it if you live in North America. So, all right, number 6, we have another scent. The next 4 scents I don't physically have on my person, but I want a full bottle. So number 6, I've gone through 2 full bottles of this already. It's from Lush and it's called Dirty. And a lot of people don't like the scent and I don't understand why. It is so pretty. It's spearmint, thyme, and tarragon. So it's a very unique scent. It's very it's interesting that they named it Dirty because it's a very clean scent, very minty, aromatic, very fresh. I love wearing this in the summertime. At the beginning of 2020, I was in Australia like a week before the pandemic started, and I found a Lush shop, and I had been out of a bottle of this for like years because I wore this a long time ago. And I just like walked into the Lush store and saw a bottle of it and sprayed it on myself, and I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot about how good this is. So I need a full bottle again. It kind of reminds me of Australia now because of course I got a sample and just doused myself in it every single day while I was there. So Lush Dirty, really good scent. Number 5 is one that I just mentioned earlier a few minutes ago. This is ARQUISTE FLOR y CANTO. ARQUISTE is such an underrated house. I don't know why, again, like I don't know why people aren't talking about this. Yeah, I feel like they just kind of fly under the radar. So FLOR y CANTO was my very first fragrance that I smelled from the house of ARQUISTE back in 2012. I can't remember where I got it, but I got a sample. I think a good friend of mine introduced me to it. It's delicious. So it's very like Aztec inspired, which you'll come to learn is like a huge influence for me with scent. I'm obsessed with Tulum. I'm obsessed with anything like Mexican Aztec culture, anything like that. And so I think that's why I love this scent so much. The notes in here are Mexican tuberose, magnolia, plumeria, marigold, wild acacia, and copal. And it's just a gorgeous white floral scent. It's beautiful. It's so well done. It's, yeah, I don't know. It's a masterpiece. There's not much I can say about it besides that. And I wish I had a bottle of it in front of me so I could spray it and talk about it, but I don't. So number 4, DS and Durga JAZMIN YUCATAN. This is a new release from the DS and Durga house. Again, not sure why no one's talking about it. I got this as a sample with like, I don't know, 20 other samples that I had ordered, and it was one of those sample hauls where I was just going through and I was just kind of like a little uninspired and a little deflated because I hadn't fallen in love with any of the samples, and I got to like the last sample and it was this one, and I opened it and I was like, literally, oh my god, like what is this? Like it blew me away. I don't know if other people are having this experience with JAZMIN YUCATAN, but I am obsessed, and it's been on my wish list since that moment, which was probably like last summer. So this has notes, top notes of water, passion flower, bergamot, jasmine, clove, snake plant, vetiver, and copal. Again, a very obviously kind of Aztec Yucatan inspired fragrance. This one is a little bit different. Like ARQUISTE FLOR y CANTO reminds me of like old Aztec culture where I picture all these like beautiful Mexican women in like white flowing dresses, and they're doing some sort of like ritual with flowers, and maybe they're like sending off their Aztec warriors to like go to war or something. Like there's something very ancient smelling about it. And with JAZMIN YUCATAN, it smells it's like a very modern take on the Yucatan jungle in particular. And I always, from the second I smelled this, I literally, all I could think about was like a hot, damp Mexican jungle. And I just pictured people being in like ayahuasca ceremony and like snakes around. Like it has a smell to it that reminds me of that. And it was funny because I hadn't actually seen an ad yet for JAZMIN YUCATAN. And then when I saw the ad, it's very psychedelic. It's very, like if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The ad like took what was in my head and literally like put it out visually. So that was interesting. So yeah, DS and Durga, JAZMIN, and YUCATAN. This is at number 4 because I love the scent. This is a one-of-a-kind scent. No one's talking about it. I want a full bottle. I will have a full bottle, and then I'll do like a full review of it. So that's at number 4. Number 3, Imaginary Authors St. Julep. Another one that I need another full bottle of. Imaginary Authors is one of my favorite houses. This has notes of sweet mint, tangerine, southern magnolia, bourbon, something that I wrote down that I can't read, grisalva, and sugar cube. And it's a very minty, fresh summer scent. Like this is perfect if you live in a super hot southern climate and you're putting on a sundress and you're going to like, if you live in Austin, you're like going to Rainy Street, or you're going to Maddie's to sit on the porch and have like a cocktail, maybe a St. Julep. And it's got that like refreshing kind of like Mississippi Southern kind of feel to it. Number 2, we have West 3rd brand Smoky Fig, which I believe is a local fragrance. I believe this is made in Austin. I could be wrong. This is a great scent for those of you who are old enough to have fallen in love with Times Unlimited, I think it was called, Fig and Cassis fragrance. It was my signature scent in like 2003, and then they discontinued it, and I've been trying to find a dupe for the longest time, and I finally found it with this fragrance. This is pretty close. I would say it's like a 95% match to Fig Leaf and Cassis, which you can't even find on eBay. I think I found it like a roller ball for like $200, which I'm not into roller balls really, but yeah, this smells exactly like Times. So it's fresh green fig, lemon, agave leaves, sage, lavender, coconut, lily, smoked fir, and musk. But it's tons of fig. The only thing that separates it from from Times is that the agave leaves are kind of noticeable, and like a slight little tinge of lemon and a little bit of the sage too. So like with Fig Leaf and Cassis, it was like just straight fig leaf it smelled like, whereas this is a little bit more like sweet and kind of rounded. So that is number 2, West 3rd brand Smoky Fig. And for our number 1 spot, we have another thing that I was in a panic about, because this is one of my favorite brands, my favorite houses. They are, again, another local Austin company that recently was bought out, and when they were bought out, all of their fragrances disappeared off their website, and I had a complete meltdown and freaked out. So I bought just this one full bottle, and then like a week later, all their stuff went back up onto their website. So they're not actually getting rid of any of this. But this is called FLOR ANORANZA, and this is a gorgeous, another white floral, but it's a little bit unique because it's got mint leaves, jasmine, mariposa, rum, tobacco, bourbon, vetiver, and coffee. So it's very floral, like from the get-go, it's very jasmine and minty. And then the dry down stays floral, but it's like those rum and tobacco and bourbon notes are kind of just like supporting the floral notes the whole way. So it doesn't get too floral, right? So it's not like an old lady kind of floral experience, which some people can get from white florals. The bourbon and the tobacco and the rum really like balance it out. This is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. Like, this is a complete masterpiece. Again, I don't know why anyone is talking about this. And that is like one of the reasons why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, is because I have so many fragrances that I absolutely adore that like literally no one talks about on YouTube. So I don't understand why. So I was like, I'm gonna start talking about them so more people can know about this. So FLOR ANORANZA, again, I'll link this in the description so you can actually see it and search for it, but this is just amazing. Okay, and then I also included a bonus, which I only have a sample of, but this is a newer scent by Goldfield and Banks. They're an Australian brand, and this is called Bohemian Lime. And I got a sample because I heard a bunch of YouTubers raving about this, and I recently tried it. And it's like a beautiful lime. I didn't write the notes down. It's like a beautiful lime, like crisp lime scent, like very fresh, kind of like aquatic. When you first smell it, like you can smell lime rind. It's very limey. And then, I wish I had written down the notes for this because there's something else in there that I'm picking up on. But within like 5 minutes, this dries down to like pretty much an almost identical dupe to Drakkar Noir, which is crazy. So yeah, if you love Drakkar Noir, but you want something like a little bit different, because we've been smelling Drakkar Noir for like 35 years, then get yourself a bottle of this Goldfield and Banks Bohemian Lime, because it's pretty close. Okay, so that's it. Those are my top 16 spring and summer fragrances. Thank you for watching my first ever video on YouTube. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like the video, and hit the notification bell so that you can receive future notifications of my videos. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye.